Did you know that a hard time is actually helping you? It's bettering you. It's changing you. It's giving you resilience, character, growth, and transformation that you need to become the person God has created you to be. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of the Restart Podcast. I am your host, Sabrina Neely, and today we are discussing how pain is actually privilege. And I tell you what, I had my own epiphany this morning with this very topic. Yesterday was actually an extremely hard day for me mentally. I was very down in the dumps. I would say depressed. I was feeling so sad. And I would even say I had a little suicidal ideation. I'll admit that. Now, that doesn't mean that I was going to go out and do something to myself, but I definitely had those passing thoughts. Like, what if I just ended it? Life is too much. It hurts. Nobody's going to miss me anyway. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to even know that I'm gone. And looking back, it's like, whoa, I can't believe I let my mind get to such a dark place. But at the same time, if I'm not careful, just as like if you're not careful, your thoughts can really take a hold of you. And before you know it, you're spiraling downward into this vortex, if you will, of just loneliness and isolation and feelings of hopelessness. And I was there yesterday, and I admit that I present a very happy, positive, upbeat image on social most of the time. But I too struggle. And definitely in the past, I would say 4 years specifically, since I lost my business back in 2021, I have had these sporadic episodes of just feeling like I don't matter and I'm not needed here in this world anymore. And my time has come to an end. My purpose for God planting me here was just to give birth to 3 children. They're now all grown and gone. So I am no longer needed. I'm taking up space. But I had an epiphany this morning that has totally changed my perspective. And I want to share that with you. And that is the pain that you're going through, whatever that is, in a relationship. Maybe there's conflict, maybe there's strife, maybe there's an impending divorce, or you just found out someone was being unfaithful to you, or you're just not happy with that person anymore. It might be pain in your friendships. You might be falling out of touch with people. You might be realizing that you don't like that person anymore. They don't like you. Maybe y'all don't have anything in common and you have to end these friendships. Maybe you don't have anyone and you're realizing I don't have a social circle at all. Maybe it's the pain of finances. You are in deep financial hardship. You have debt. You have bills coming up that you don't know how you're going to pay unless God makes a way. Maybe you have pain with your health and your body. You just got diagnosed with something that seems incomprehensible, or you're having pain every day and you're scared to go to the doctor. You don't know what they're going to tell you, but you know it's not going to be good. You just don't feel right. Maybe it's pain with your mental health. Your mindset is just completely in the gutter and you don't know how you're going to get yourself out of this if you even can. You don't know where to start. Maybe it's pain with your children. They're rebelling or they're doing something that you don't agree with. They've made life choices that you wish they wouldn't have, but you know that's out of your control and you can't do anything about it. Maybe they've done something that's embarrassed you and you no longer have a relationship with them. Maybe it's the pain of your career. Maybe a job ended for you. Maybe it's about to end. Maybe you're just not happy at this job and you know that you want to leave, but you don't have a backup plan. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know where you're going to go next. You don't know how you're going to survive without this job, but you hate it. You're not fulfilled. You're not living in your purpose. You're not doing what you want. The days are passing you by. Maybe it's pain with your life decisions. You're 30 now. You're 40, 50, 60, and you realize, I'm just not happy. I'm not joyful. I'm not content. Every day I wake up and I just feel like a zombie going through the motions, and I don't really know what to do, but I know this is not it anymore. Whatever it is, I want you to shift your perspective, and I want you to know that the pain is actually a privilege. It is favor working in your life. It is God working on you to change you, to mold you, to grow you, to shape you, to transform you, to refine you, to build you into the person you are meant to become. Whatever you're going through right now is a blessing. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how much it sucks. I don't care how much you complain and you say it's not fair. It is a privilege. Those thoughts that I had yesterday, those thoughts that I had to just end my life, those thoughts that I had thinking that nobody was going to miss me and I don't matter, have made me better today because I was able to shift my perspective and realize that the pain is privilege. Because why? I'm talking to you right now. And maybe you need to hear these words, but unless I had gone through that yesterday and all the other days and weeks and years that I've gone through a bunch of shit, I could never, ever sit here and tell you what to do about it today. Because my purpose is to influence others and show others that if I can do it, if I can overcome, if I made it through the storm, if I made it out of the hole, if I survived domestic violence, narcissistic abuse, going to jail, being evicted, being homeless, living in the back of my car, struggling with finances for years. If I can overcome all of that, so can you. Look at me. Look how God has carried me. I'm not up here talking to you just to give you a little pep talk of encouragement. I'm talking to you because I have lived it. And not only have I lived it, but I've got the receipts. I've got the experience to prove to you that if I can go through this and come out the other side stronger, so can you. Pain is a privilege. Those hard times are blessings. That detour, that obstacle, that redirection is favor over your life. That relationship ending is an absolute miracle. That person leaving your life, thank you, Jesus. Those hard times financially is a blessing because how can you help others? How can you sit up here and talk about generosity and struggle if you've never been through it? How can you preach being an overcomer if you've never been at the bottom? Pain is privilege. And I hope that you see and you understand that. And maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're saying, Sabrina, I don't believe that. I don't see that. That's okay. I didn't either the first time I went through something really hard. I was in self-pity for days and days. I felt like I was never going to get out of it. ... But God eventually showed me He eventually carried me through. And now I'm on the other side telling you, pain is your friend. Hard times are your helpers. The struggle is your strength. Friends, pain is a privilege. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you today. I hope this episode has encouraged you and helped you and taught you something. If you enjoyed this, like, share, and review. And I'll see you next week on the Restart Podcast. Bye-bye.